afternoon. Start in 5 minutes. World languages and cultures showcase. Languages. Showcase scholarship day. 5 minutes. Fellow programs. Showcase. 2 group presentations. 7 individual presentations. Some from my literature class. Residents. Africans. These are from African class. And the FLS class. Foreign language studies in Mushi's class. Welcome everyone. One minute. Enter. Moving. Welcome everybody to the room again. Just right here. 2 more minutes and we'll begin. It's 12:30. Good afternoon. This is the World Languages and Cultures Scholarship Day Showcase event. We have several presentations, so we're going to begin on time. Do we have everybody in group one present, or who's going to present showcase? Spokesperson from group one. Okay, we have, so everybody to share PowerPoint or presentation skill. Sheila, Mark, Isabella, and Jay. I'm gonna stop sharing because you need to share something, but. And your professor is Dr. Xiong. Good afternoon, Dr. Xiong. You want to say a few words?
Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, is this? I keep hearing kind of squeaking. Is that okay? That's better now. Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. Should we just go ahead and start it? I look at your agenda. I keep hearing kind of squeaking. Oh. Okay, that's better. Okay, and we have our two groups of students are going to present about the Chinese social media digital platform, and which is part of our class group work. And in the modern life, this course is Chinese 2315, and talk about contemporary China youth culture. And we all know about that, and young people are the most active user of social media platform. And China also currently lead a couple of things, particularly technology. And so we want them to find out. So that each group and decided to choose one of the platform to explore the cultural and language relevant content. I think we have our first group here, right? Isabella, Kayla, do you have your pop? Yeah. We have. Do you have Jella, right? And Mark. Is Jella and Mark here? Um, do you have your PowerPoint? Do you want to share PowerPoint? Or you want me share the PowerPoint for you?
Can you share the PowerPoint, please?
Okay, I can do that.
Excuse me, Dr. Sean. Good
Yeah.
afternoon. I'd like to make an announcement. I
Oh,
see my students are here and they're wondering if they are in the wrong Zoom link. We are in the right Zoom link. We are three different classes here today. So please
right.
stay, don't leave. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Sorry for interruption. I wanted to
No,
make
no, 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 no. Yeah, yeah. So we have. Do we have a three or four? I guess also
maybe
Dr. Kasamba,
four.
right?
Oh,
We have four classes here. Okay. Let me pull out the PowerPoint for my student. Okay. Ready? Okay. So, yeah, whenever you're ready.
Okay.
You want to introduce yourself too, okay?
Yes. Hey, y'all. My name is Kayla. Oh, okay. I thought they were
Mark,
going to
you're
introduce
muted.
themselves.
Mark, you're still muted.
Hi. Hello, my name is Mark.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So our presentation was about Little Red Note, and you can kind of compare this app to like TikTok. Um, So who uses this platform? Typically, you'll see young people on the app from like groups ages 18 to 35. Um, and people who are just into like fashion, beauty users, influencers, those are the type of people that you'll see on that app. And how does the algorithm system shape expression? It prioritizes content like likes, saves, and comments, the engagement of users on the app, and personalization. With personalization, you'll see people who, what I mean with personalization, excuse me, is um, users will see like things like they enjoy on the app, so like different trends and lifestyles. So if you're like into like different dances and everything, for example, that's more so what you'll see on that app. And overall, the algorithm places a huge part on both shaping like how the users expresses themselves and how they engage with others. Thank you.
Right. As a Chinese app, the primary language used on Rhino is, Mandarin. However, with the U.S. banning the platform of TikTok in January 2025, there was a huge surge of English users that sort of turned the thing from just strictly Mandarin to what you'd often see, where you'd have majority Mandarin text and some English text. There were also like non-linguistic exchanges via things such as the cat tax, which is where foreigners would basically share images of their pet cats. Um, you had a lot of abbreviations and acronyms, like with other social media apps that came from Chinese Pinyin. You'd also see numbers used as they're often homophones for funny words, which homophone basically means that they sound the same as something else. There was new terms specific to American users, such as TikTok refugees, or American originating terms like outfit of the day or brain rot that got shared on the um, social media. It also comes with its own unique set of emojis, which you can see here, which were based on this little peach character, and you could see a lot of memes based around just using funny reaction images. Um, there's also a very specific subset of memes coming in alongside the TikTok refugees, which was jokingly about Chinese users referring themselves to government spies. There's a big repeated theme of like connection, more specifically connection through like little shared things like jokes about being government agents, jokes about struggling with homework, or just asking for pictures of someone's cat.
Okay, hi, I'm Isabella. So I'm going to be talking about the cultural meaning. So although Little Red Note and TikTok, they're really similar to each other, but both of their cultures are significantly different. So Little Red Note, it mostly focuses on like the lifestyles and as well as influencers, similarly to TikTok. And these influencers usually give out like advice for lifestyle choices and even promoting products for consumerism to a lot of Chinese people. So two of the most popular influencers, I believe their names are Wen Xiong and Qing Xian. And both of these people are, they're very popular and they promote a lot of their stuff. As you can see, I put these images to showcase like the main focus of you know products. So like they mostly focus on like clear skin, hair, makeup, things like that. And due to this, there are a lot of pressures that most of Gen Z face when they see content like these, and wanting to get into certain aesthetics. And just like TikTok or any other social media platform, there are a lot of beauty standards that are highly regarded and that people want to follow through with.
Do we have Jayla here? Translation part. Can you guys talk about translation part?
I can try.
Oh yeah, thank you.
So there is the low calorie everyday lifestyle fat lost 7 Jin in 2 weeks. And if I remember correctly, Jin is kilograms. Is it kilograms or pounds?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But you can see there's also like a lot of hashtags for low calorie food, fat loss meals, fat loss diet, what to cook when eating for one, and such. Um, what's lost in translation is this phrase that's highlighted, which literally means making fat loss part of daily life, not a strict diet. English everyday lifestyle fat loss sounds awkward and less natural. Mm, And the Chinese tries to imply like a sustainable, normalized routine, reflecting, wellness culture. And the phrase specifically is lose weight by eating, not starving, which is a rhyming slogan and sounds catchy in Chinese, though it kind of loses that rhyme in English. You also get this English translation, which is "It's true, eating clean makes you lose weight." From the 90s today, I've dropped 6.5. I don't get home from work until 9 every day, and it's still having to cook is so exhausting. Like eating clean is sort of what's lost in translation. In that person specific means stuff like minimal oil, low sugar, fewer processed foods, and simple cooking methods. So while eat clean is similar in Chinese, like the phrase is meant to basically give the idea of self-discipline and moral virtue.
This is a poem, and it's a long poem. Let's go to critical reflection.
What surprised me was sort of the jokey nature that Americans and Chinese citizens spoke about topics that would normally be like controversial, like government spies or U.S. legislation.
So what surprised me was how strict Chinese beauty standards are, especially for the aesthetics. And I believe like that can go for any, societal expectations. But I think for China, it's definitely more for conformity. But I think that, over the years, they're, becoming more and more diverse as we are. And I think the assumption that I would revise is that, Chinese people have like limited forms of media and humor. And obviously we can see that through a lot of Red Note users, especially for Gen Z. And we both share the same humor together.
Okay.
I would say what surprised me was finding out how similar the apps were, Little Red Note and TikTok. And it also just made me curious to compare the two, just to see how Little Red Note is and how TikTok is, just to compare them side by side. So I would love to have that on my personal phone if I could. And I would just say my assumptions were just the information that I researched.
Okay. And I think that's all for our first presentation. Okay. Stop sharing. Do we have our second group? Is Lauren, Ashley, and Tamaya. Are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Let me pull out your slides. Okay. Here we go. Do you have the whole group here?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? Let's check, okay? And let me call your name. Tamaya, are you here?
Yes.
Okay, Lauren? Lauren is here. Okay, Navi? Taryn? Taryn? Okay. You have 3 people. I guess you you kind of can share your job. And okay. Let's start here.
Okay, so our presentation is on Pinduoduo.
Your voice is very low. And can you speak louder or turn down your volume a little bit? Or maybe just my problem. Go ahead.
Our presentation is on Pinduoduo.
Mm.
Basically, this platform attracts shoppers who care about like cheaper prices or like overpriced brand names. This app became popular in smaller cities or areas in China. This app is basically used for students that want a budget or adults that want to have like low cost deals. The algorithm and reward system shapes behavior as like a team up or like a price down for price down wises. Um, it promotes flash sales, countdown timers, and constant discounts that create urgency. Um, when you think about Pinduoduo, it's like a platform that can relate to like Reddit or TikTok. Um, Things such as like Temu is mainly described as like a scam, cringe, or like cheap. The main example of sarcasm of Temu, like the slogan, is like shop like a billionaire. I think that's all I have to say for this one.
Okay. This one for Taryn, right? Okay. And that's Tamaya.
Some translations that we were able to pull from the the app, but also just the website as well. Were just some slogans such as like cutting orders and like bargain group or kandan kan dia pintuan and bin fan, which is like one's duty. They talk a lot about the foundation, how they started out with trying to get smaller cities able to get more supplies and different things in their area. Um, and also the slogan "Pin door door," the more you work, the more you save. Pin door door, pin the door, shang the door. And then just some other different tabs and different things that you can find in the app were like personal center, group order, and individual purchase. Ginring Zhongxing and Pindan and Dan Duo Guo Mai. One thing that surprised me or that grasped my attention while doing this research was they have a similar marketing strategy to Temu, and almost like Amazon in a way, but just the small apps that are usually just trying to catch your eye and be bold for you to try and spend more money, but in smaller quantities and different things like that. And also just the foundation of how Pinduoduo was created was also very surprising to me.
So I agree with Tamaya. I also thought that it was just surprising how similar the strategy is like how apps we use here in the US, like Timo and Amazon, like she said.
Okay. I guess that's all. Thank you for listening. Great job, groups, and thank you.
Good job, guys. I introduce my students. I have Jerome. Jerome Coleman. He's going to talk
Hello.
about the trauma of colonialism. Hello.
Are you gonna share the poster? You want me to?
Oh, if you have it ready, go ahead. I don't have it pulled up.
You want to see it? Is it sharing?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, I'm Jerron Coleman. I did my scholarship day poster on the trauma of European colonization. My abstract reads, "The trauma of European colonization is not bound to a single moment, confined to a single individual. It leaks throughout history into culture, identities, and the psychology of both oppressor and oppressed. The research examines the effects of European colonization has on identity, has on cultural and psychological development of formerly colonized societies and the formation of identity within those societies. Additionally, this research also focuses on the imposing of European ideologies, particularly in South America, North America, and Africa. By examining the patterns that have been displayed throughout each of these regions, it shows the colonial influence hinders societies seeking to reach their identity." I got the idea to pursue this research based off this article by Emily Voci da Costa, The Myth of Racial Democracy. And within this article, she covers the effects of racism in Brazil. She also compares it to how racism is in America. And one thing that really interested me about this article was the differences in how each country or each region went about handling the social construct of racism. There in Brazil, their idea was to whiten Brazil, which encouraged mixing between the races, like white and black. But I found this interesting, so they can in turn dwindle the blackness out the race. But I found this interesting because in Brazil at the time there was only a 40% population of white people, while 60% was made up of minorities in African descent. There were minorities of European descent, like Italian, Asian descent, like Japanese. So the idea of whitening Brazil through mixing is, it seemed kind of odd to me, bizarre, but it was still interesting because coming that I live in America, the difference was complete separation. Like after um, the freedom of slaves in America, like the idea was to completely keep everyone separate. They didn't want no intermingling, no mixing, and there was even laws put in place to prevent these from happening. Another article that I used was the Good Morning, Comrades. It was a novel that took place in Angola. And there in Angola, it was just after they claimed their independence from the Portuguese. But you also see how these European ideologies enforced on these regions hindered their progress in shaping their own identities and their own cultures. Moving on to the methodology section, it was really a comparison between each of these cultures in each of these regions, North America, South America, and Africa. And I try to pull from each of them in each of their own unique experiences to, like I said, compare differences, but also compare the similarities because there are patterns within each. Patterns like differences in identity among the minorities. There in Brazil, there's like subclasses of Black that were developed and it kept them from forming a single identity. And that was a root cause of, a direct cause of European colonization. Moving on to the results section, the results were similar in each region, but each region also handled the things differently. In Angola, it wasn't a case of freed slaves and they also had to find their place within the society. It was more of a colony that was under Portuguese rule, and then afterwards they had to build up their own economic structure. They had to build up their own identity and their own social interface after the Portuguese predominantly ruled them their entire time. Moving on to the discussion. I found this interesting and I thought it would be a nice topic to cover because this be of the differences in how each colony, each region handled their separation from European colonization. Brazil and America both still have struggles with racism and forming social identities, and as well as Angola still has impacts of economic disparity that they're also trying to improve to this day. So the impacts of European colonization are still within effect, still full effect in many countries.
Okay, thank you, Jerome. Next will be Umbria White. Umbria, I do have yours because I was working on the edits yesterday, so I can share your poster if you want to show it.
Sure, if you have it.
Okay, and because we have so many people to present, I will have to limit to like 3 minutes each. Is that okay? Can you just summarize it?
Great. That's great.
Okay, thank you. So I forgot to say that my students, I have 3 presenting, and they are in the class about literature. It's literature of Brazil and Lusophone Africa. Lusophone means the people that speak Portuguese. So that's what they're presenting about. And they're also presenting on the poster day, which is Thursday between 3:30 and 4:30. So if you want to interact with them and see the posters and talk to them more than 3 minutes, you're invited to attend. It's going to be in the gym. Go ahead, Umbria.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ambria White. I'm a Spanish major. I decided to do my project on The Mirror by Machado de Assis. Just when we were reading this book in class, I kind of related to it more than any of the ones we have read. But I used this project to explore, the way that Machado uses dual identity in this story. Um, he he kind of gives the perspective through Jacobina's narrative, and he basically proposes that we all have an inner and outer soul, and our outer soul is, shaped and formed by like external validation from others and social rules that we have, and they've completely changed from where we used to be. Machado was known as one of the most famous Brazilian literature writers. He has a lot of work done by him, and there's a lot of work done about him just because of the impact that he made on Brazilian literature and the way that he uses different techniques and um, concepts in his stories. He he uses a lot of sarcasm, which I also do as well in my daily life. Jacobina was, a newly appointed lieutenant, and he took that role very seriously in his life. He felt, proud of that achievement and that award, and his family, his external validation for his outer soul, they kept referring to him as lieutenant, lieutenant this, lieutenant that. And it really just inflated his I would say um his joy and his, proudness. Um, some symbolisms that are used in this story is when they use self, like they give his thoughts about, how he feels without his uniform on. He doesn't feel as useful as he used to. It makes him feel very depressed and very alone. So his dependence on his family's praise for him becoming a lieutenant is really what held his outer soul together. And I feel like without his outer soul, his inner soul wasn't protected. Um,
Time is up.
okay.
Good job. Thank you. Next is Janice Watkins.
All right. So I actually do have a presentation, so I'm going to try to share my screen. Please let me know if you're able to see this. Okay. Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Janice Watkins. I am a sociology and African American studies double major with a minor in Portuguese. And I'm doing my presentation on the African conceptualization of time in the book Poncia Vincencio by Conceição Evaristo. So it's a 2003 book that details the Vincencio family as they journey from their home in the countryside where their ancestors were enslaved to their individual journeys to the city, and eventually the process of them coming back to each other. This book is particularly unique because a constant theme throughout it is the interconnectedness of generations, especially the main protagonist, Poncia, as she's directly connected to the spirit of her grandfather. The author also doesn't tell the tale in a linear format, like we see in traditional novels. But I felt as though this was a purposeful method used by Evaristo that uses traditional African cultural systems and thought and memory to tell the tale that she writes about. And basically what I'm arguing is that it's important to understand all Black works in relation to Black artists, and use the cultural attitudes of those people to normalize and decolonize our thought processes. So in order to understand this work, we have to understand Candomblé and Umbanda, which are African religions that are practiced in Brazil. It's practiced by over 600,000 Brazilians and a lot more worldwide. But major elements in those belief systems include their beliefs on the Orishas, or divine spirits, who are anthropomorphic figures or human-like figures that represent forces of nature. So beyond just being a religion, other African-derived religions throughout the West, such as Umbanda, Kimbanda, other forms of Macumba, Vodun in Haiti, Santeria, Cuba, and even Hoodoo in the United States, they represent not only one's relationship with their spiritual realm, but also the complete worldview of the practitioners. So by practicing or giving equal respect to the worldview created by these systems of thought, it inherently represents a decolonial process that rejects white Eurocentric normativity, which in itself inherently rejects African systems of thought and epistemology, which is knowledge processes. So in this book, we have a protagonist that's kind of hidden, which is the Ori of our main character. So an Ori is basically a head Orisha, which represents somebody's soul path or destiny. And you can call onto this head Orisha for guidance, decision-making, support. So if your head Orisha is representative of the number 3, you might celebrate something on the 3rd day of the week. And typically you give certain offerings, such as if your head Orisha was Oshun, maybe honey by a riverside or somewhere with fresh water. But in this case, Pansea's head Orisha is Oshumare, which is a non-gendered Yoruba deity associated with elongated shapes and spirals. So snakes, rainbows, trains, umbilical cords, and beyond the physical realm, it also represents continuity, return, and connection. So as a rainbow, Oshumare connects the sky and the earth, but they also connect the spiritual realm with the physical, therefore representing the African relationship with temporality or time, as it connects the ancestors with the present living. In the African cosmological understanding, time too is cyclical, and Oshumare presents a figure connecting timelines to the African epistemological understanding of cyclical based time. So in order to kind of understand that, I went ahead and kind of explained what the Eurocentric model is. So time as we understand it here in the West, it's predominantly linear. Whenever you're doing a presentation or learning about history, typically in class, it's through a timeline. So you have major dates and it starts at the beginning and goes to the end. So everything's done one at a time. And for the people in the West, time is a limited resources that's saved, wasted, or managed. And it starts, you either anticipate the future or reflect on the past. So the past is behind you and the future is in front of you. Also, this connects with the Eurocentric way of thinking about life and death. So birth marks the beginning of life and death is the end. But this doesn't take into consideration what other cultural beliefs believe in things such as like the existence of the soul, which, you know, for other people, this is equally as tangible as somebody's physical existence. So to kind of compare this, I referenced the Black American model. So for Black people, we were often accused of using colored people's time or CPT or church time, where you know, church is not a set time, 1 hour, 1.5 hours. It's whenever the spirit moves people, and that's when it ends. So a song is not just a song. It's whenever, you know, people are done feeling the song at the moment. Also, the Black conceptualization of death. People, when they die, it's a homegoing. It's not the end. It's a new beginning, homegoing. Also, people pour one out for the homies, and people engage in ancestral altars. So that's just like the ways that even Black people in the Eurocentric system understand, you know, their worldviews differently. So African time, in contrast, is very philosophical. Time is beyond the natural, social, cultural phenomenon. And it's been used by the Swahili word zamani that describes stretches of time into timeless eternity. The Yoruba people also see it beyond a physical reality, and it's a period that stretches beyond life to after death to the realm of the ancestors. I also pulled a quote from Kwame Geiki's An Essay on African Philosophical Thought, where he says that the African belief in the soul leads directly to their conception of an ancestral world inhabited by departed souls. So basically, the soul in the ancestral world is one of dependence, where your ancestors can inform the living, and you know, basically it's a connection that's not, you know, after one's death is the end. So I went ahead and used the direct quote from the book, and everyone that Poncia spoke with observed the same thing. She was a spitting image of her grandpa Vincencio, her way of walking, her arm tucked behind with the hand curled shut off as though it was cut off, even the features of the girl's face. It was true. Even from a young age, she was the living echo of the old man reverberating in time. And this is actually a figure of one figure in Umbanda, Puerto Velho, who is a spirit that exists in old slave houses that's considered a symbol of respect and wisdom. As in order to be an old person in slavery, you had to be very wise to even, stay alive for that long. So they respect their ancestors in a different type of manner. So basically what I'm saying is that through understanding this book, we are understanding the cultural relativity of its author, and therefore we're engaging in a decolonial practice. And so if we normalize African temporal ways of knowing, as she's done in this book, by making a non-linear timeline, and also by connecting her her protagonist to somebody who isn't even presently involved in her everyday life, but still imparts wisdom on her life, we inherently are dismantling the structures that normalize the relativity of Eurocentric cultural standards. And I'm so sorry. I hope that was 3 minutes.
Yeah, I was about to cut you off, but I mean, it was amazing. Thank you, Jeanine.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Mushi, can you introduce your students? And I'm going to share the Padlet for you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for coming. We have 3 classes here. I know somewhere, like I'm in the wrong class. So I'm teaching FLS 2323, and today some of my students are going to share their great journals, which represent their journeys to those different countries they choose to write about. So my students who are here for presentation, make sure your journal is posted on this link I shared with you. And I'm going to allow you to share your journal, only 2 slides because of time. You may tell us the country profile in brief, not necessarily telling the entire information. You have a lot great information. Just introduce Ghana. Let's say your country is Ghana in 3 sentences, maybe 2 sentences, then go to your best 2 journals. Please welcome. No specific order. We have our link. I'm not sure if I can. Okay, let me see. Yes, I can access. Thank you so much. So I'm going to click, or you can, let me see if I click. Okay, I'm going to click it open, and please, if it's your journal, feel free to share with us. You have maybe 1.5 minutes, each of you. I'm trying to see if this will go. Don't need this on my way. I think I have journal here by Miss Treasure. Please welcome. Share with us what you have. Tell me which one you'd like me to display for you. Please welcome.
You can show the country profile and then Panafist and Afrochella. I actually can't see the screen.
You
for some reason. Wait. Okay, I can see it now.
Okay, so I'm trying to click, and here is Ghana country profile. Okay. Dr. Couto, do you mind if you unshare so I can share from my end? I'm having a hard time to make this work. If you could unshare, I'm going to share from my end, please. Thank you.
What do you want me to do?
You can unshare that so I can share from my side. I'm having a hard time to click on it.
I got it.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Hope this will work. Gonna have it in a minute here. Let's see. Okay. Please welcome Ms. Treasure.
Okay, hey everyone, my name is Treasure Mills, and I decided to do my journal presentation on Ghana. As for its country profile, the location is West Africa along the Gulf of Guinea, I believe. The population is about 33 million people. The former colonial name is Gold Coast, and year of independence is March 6, 1957. One interesting fact is Ghana is known for its rich cultural traditions, especially music and dance styles. Okay, anyway, we can go to the Panafest. Okay, so this event was my favorite. Panafest is a cultural festival in Ghana that celebrates African heritage and the history of African diaspora. The event includes music performances, traditional dances, theater, and educational discussions about African history. Many people from around the world attend to reconnect with African culture. I believe this festival is very meaningful because it helps people learn about African history, music, and dance. I chose this event because it shows how music and cultural celebrations can educate people and bring awareness to history.
Mhm.
Okay, Afrochella was my second favorite. It is a popular music and cultural festival held in Accra that celebrates African music, fashion, food, and dance. The event features performances from African musicians and dancers and attracts visitors from around the world. I think Afrochella sounds like a fun and energetic event. It reminds me of large music festivals in the United States where people gather to enjoy music and celebrate culture. I chose this event because it highlights modern African music and dance while bringing international attention to Ghana's culture.
Great job, guys. We all have 6 journals only we can share. 2, that was Ghana. Going to go to the next presenter. Moving to Angola, from Ghana to Angola. So please, Mr. Edwards, welcome. For those who are not taking this class, we had to find any festivals in any African country of your choice where you can share how music and dance are portrayed as a way to portray their traditions as well to share to the younger generations. Mr. Edward, welcome. Share us about Angola.
Hi, my name is Jalen Ellis, and the country I chose in sub-Saharan Africa was Angola. Angola is located in southern Africa with Luanda as its capital. It's a resource-rich nation known for its massive oil and diamond reserves, emerging from a 27-year civil war from 1975 to 2002. It is now a rapidly growing economy with a very young population and Portuguese-speaking culture, though it faces significant development challenges of wealth and equality. The government of Angola is a constitutional republic with the MPLA being the ruling party. You can scroll down. The first journal entry, Angola Carnival. Held between the last Thursday of Lent, Ash, and Wednesday. This is Angolia's largest celebration, filling city streets with music, parades, and traditional dance competitions, particularly on Luanda's noble modern. Cultural significance, rooted in history, it serves as a celebration of Angolan identity, resilience, and national unity. Main festivals, the large parades take place in Landia on the Naval Negotiable, where groups compete in music and dance. Key features, participants in costumes, traditional music, and vibrant street parties. Cultural roots, traditionally used to mark colonial powers and post-independence, was revitalized as a celebration of national culture. My reaction when I found out that they have a festival that lasts 3 days, I was astonished because of how much dedication it takes for these people to keep this tradition going on every year. And my response is, I chose this festival because it brings out real joy and happiness from the outside of you.
Awesome. Tell me which one is next. Journal entry 2?
Mhm.
Awesome. Thank you.
The Festival of Kianda, held annually in November on Londas Island. Angola is a traditional celebration honoring Kianda, the goddess of the sea and protector of fishermen. Participants deliver offerings to water spirits, featuring a procession of fishing boats, masked figures, drumming, and dancing to ensure safety at sea and a bountiful catch. My reaction, Angola is such an interesting place that values the festivals, and my response is Angola is a very beautiful and welcoming place that takes pride in their cultural festivals, spiritual festivals, and carnivals.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That was two entries from Angola. I'm moving to the next country. Appreciate in Nigeria. Walter, Mr. Walter, please welcome. Share us what you have from Nigeria.
How you doing today, ma'am?
Doing great. How are you, Walter?
I'm doing good. I can't complain.
Thank
So
you.
my country I had Nigeria, and the capital city of Nigeria is Abuja. The location of it is West Africa. The population of the country is 220 million, and the year of independence is 1960. The types of struggles, political pressure, and constitutional reforms. The first president, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Mahdi Azikwi. And the current president is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Go down to the next one.
So which entry would you like to share? Afrobeat?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Please welcome.
Would you be able to scroll just a little bit more? It's like your little screen's in the way right there.
But I'm going to move away from Afrobeat. Can you see now?
Yes, ma'am. That's fine right there. Okay, so I had Afrobeats and Global Rise. The summary of this article discusses how Nigerian artists like Burna Boy, Davido, and Rema continued dominating global music charts. Afrobeats has expanded in the US and Europe with more collaborations between Nigerian and international artists. My reaction, I think it's powerful how Nigerian music is influencing the whole world. It reminds me of how in the US and spread globally, Afrobeats is now doing the same thing. Why I chose this? I chose this because it shows how Nigerian culture is being promoted worldwide, and I can't see the rest of it right there. Promoted worldwide through music.
Tell me the second entry. It's Lagos?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome.
Lagos hosts major street dance festivals. The summary of this: a large dance festival in Lagos brought together young dancers performing styles like Afro dance, street dance, and traditional movements. The event focused on creativity and youth expression. My reaction: I believe this is important because it gives young people a way to express themselves. You go down just a little bit, sorry. It gives young people a way to express themselves positively. It reminds me of dance battles in the US. Why I chose this? I picked this because it highlights youth culture and how dance is evolving in Nigeria.
Great, thank you so much. Thank you for involving the music in Nigeria and USA, how it's similar, but also how it's spread everywhere in the world. Great job. We're moving to Tanzania. Thank you. Someone is taking me home. Miss Johnson, please welcome.
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good. Okay, my profile is Tanzania. Current name, United Republic of Tanzania. Capital city, Dodoma. That's how you say it?
Dodoma.
Dodoma. Okay. Location, East Africa along the Indian Ocean. Population, approximately 65 million people. Type of struggle for independence, mostly peaceful negotiation from the British rulers. Year of independence, 1961. You can scroll. Okay, my first entry is the Trace Award and Festival 2025 held in Zanzibar. The Trace Award and Festival took place in Zanzibar, Tanzania. The event celebrated African music by bringing together artists from across the continent to perform and receive awards. The festival included live music performances, dancing, and recognition for artists who have made a strong impact in African music. This event aimed to highlight African culture and promote African music to a global audience. My reaction, I think this event is interesting because it shows how African music is gaining more attention around the world. I like that the festival was held in Tanzania because it helps bring attention to the country, culture, and music scene. It reminds me that music and dance can connect people from different places and allow them to appreciate different cultures. Why I chose this news? I chose this event because it focused on music and cultural celebration in Tanzania. I also thought it was interesting that such a large African music festival was hosted in Zanzibar and brought artists from different countries together.
Tell me the second entry. Is this one or another one?
No, it's this one.
Awesome.
Yeah. Zanzibar International Film Festival celebrates African music and culture. The Zanzibar International Film Festival takes place in Zanzibar, Tanzania. It includes music and dance performances along with films. Artists from different countries perform, mixing tradition and modern style. This event helps shows African culture to a wider audience. Date of event, July 25. Oh, July 2025. My reaction, I think this is interesting because it brings different types of art together. It reminds me that music and dance are a big part of culture, not just entertainment. Why I chose this news? I chose this news because it shows how Tanzania promotes culture through music and dance in a creative way. That's it.
Miss Johnson, I was home for a minute. That's the island of Zanzibar. Guys, welcome to visit Tanzania. Moving forward, Miss Martin, tell me if this is the one you want or you uploaded a different one. I uploaded this earlier. Maybe that's what you have. Please welcome. Share with us what you have.
Yeah, that's the one.
Tell me where you want me to go to. If you don't mind, we can skip the country profile because Miss Mills shared with us before. That's
Okay.
okay? Awesome. Tell me which slide you'd like me to go to.
Okay. This is the Accra House Festival. It began on December 10th and it features DJs, electronic music, dance performances, and highlights Ghana nightlife. My reaction, I think this event shows how Ghana is becoming a major place for modern music culture, and I like how it brings people together. Why I chose this event is because it highlights how Ghana mixes international music styles with its own local culture. And this is the Tidal Rave Festival. It usually is around November 14th and 15th, 2025. It's an Afrobeats performance, dancing, and youth entertainment celebrating modern African music culture. My reaction was I believe this event is important because Afrobeat music has become popular worldwide and it shows the influence on African music. And why I chose this is because it shows how Ghana hosts major events that promotes African artists and music.
Great job. Thank you so much. That was Ghana for the second time. Thank you. Moving to the next presenter. Miss Graves, I thought you presented on the 5th. Would you like to present today again? Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Tell me. I thought you did.
Oh no, I don't have to, but I already did it.
You did on the 5th, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So we're going to move forward. Appreciate you so much. Let me give other students chance to present today. Thank you. I appreciate it. Miss Southern, we're here for you. You're going to let me know which one would like to share when this is open. Okay, it takes a minute. Open. Miss Southern, are you presenting which country? If you remember I don't know why.
Yes, I also have my slides pulled up if you want me to just read.
Please, go ahead.
Okay.
I would appreciate that.
Hey y'all, I'm Adriana Southern and I'm doing my journal on East Africa. The Pacific city I chose was Nairobi. Their current name is the Green City of the Sun. It is in Kenya. There's approximately 6 million people located there now. The year of independence was December the 12th, 1963. It was a very uprising, intense political negotiation. Their president now is Jomo Kenyatta, and I would like to go ahead and start off with my first entry. It's Poetry Slam Africa Festival. This festival is a time for musicians, artists, and poets to gather on stage at different songs, performances, and to reflect what they have learned. I had a YouTube video, but you can't see. I would say my initial reaction was I thought this was very, very neat, not knowing that poetry is a popular thing in Africa and knowing that they took the time to actually learn different things that we do have in the US and some things that they cannot offer. So I thought that was very neat, and I love how they just wanted to learn. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to my next journal. It's Chinese New Year Gala with the Nairobi, Kenya. This festival is held at Two River Malls in Nairobi, showcasing Yankee dance and dragons and lions. I also thought this was a great journal because it incorporates Chinese culture and African culture, and I just love how they work together um during their dances and including the dragons, and they both are learning each other's culture. My reaction, I loved how they incorporated a different religion with their own. It opened my eyes and showed me how welcoming it can be in some parts of Africa. And that's all.
Great job. Thank you. For Kenya, we had the collab there. African and Chinese cultures are presented together in Kenya. Thank you so much. Miss Campbell, if you're here with us today, please welcome. Please welcome. I see some messages are sent in box. If you want me to respond, it might be later since I'm trying to run this so we don't run out of time. So Miss Campbell, you here, please welcome. Please share what you have for us. Alrighty, I'm moving because of time. Let me know if you come later. You here. So I'm going to ask my students from FLS 232301, if you plan to present today, where is your presentation? Because this is all I have posted on the link. If you're here, you have your presentation, is not here, please let me know so I can give you a chance to share.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, please.
I checked the Padlet and it says that my presentation was on here.
Tell me who I'm speaking to.
Lolea Parker.
Also, I was supposed to present as well, but I didn't see mine. I don't know if it lagged on my end or something because my connection isn't the best.
Could you post it on the link? Could you send it to the link? I'm going to share the link with you, or you can add that your presentation to this link. That's why I shared with you in the email. So when we get here, it's going to be easier. I'm going to share again. And as you're posting it, I'm going to welcome my other class. I have two classes here, guys. I have W1 and 01. So as my student from W1, you're posting your presentation here. We still have time. I'm going to welcome the ones from W1 who are already here, so we're not running out of time. So could you please post on the link I shared, and I will give you a chance to present, hopefully. Okay. So I'm going to welcome my other class. Still waiting for the other student to be ready, and the link is right here. For the ones who posted, this is what I have for you. I'm going to welcome you, no specific order. Okay, I don't know what I did. Going to reshare.
I just uploaded the one if I'm able to present since there's no order.
Okay, I'm going to share this.
Hi. Mine is Ariana's. I did Guana.
So Miss Ariana, go ahead, and I'm going to skip the country profile since we had it already.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you which entry you'd like me to share.
I would like to do 1 and 2.
Okay. Trying to get things out of my way here. Please welcome entry 1.
Hi, so my first journal entry was the Afro Future Festival brings global stars to, is it Accra?
Accra.
The Afrofuture Festival took place in Accra and featured Ghana and international Afrobeats artists. The event attracted thousands of visitors from diaspora, especially African Americans reconnecting with their heritage. The festival celebrated Afrobeats, fashion, art, and African identity. My reaction was that I believe that the event was powerful because it connects Africans on the continent with the diaspora. It reminds me of how much music can rebuild identity and pride. I chose this because it highlights Ghana as a cultural leader in Africa and shows how music promotes unity and tourism.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. The second entry is this one.
Yes, ma'am.
Please share. Thank you.
My second one was the High Life musical among Guana youth. Young Guana artists are reviving high life music, blending traditional rhythms with Afrobeats and hip hop. Music schools at Accra are teaching high life instruments like the guitar and brass instruments to preserve tradition. I believe this is important because culture can easily be lost when Western music starts to dominate more. And I chose it because it shows how the youth are protecting traditional culture while staying modern at the same time.
Great job, Miss Bates. Thank you so much. We're moving away from Ghana. We had Ghana 3 times. Great job. Ghana is leading for welcoming African Americans to go home and learn a lot about the history. Great job. I'm moving, back to Ghana. Miss Till, I'm going to skip the country profile. Tell me which slide to go to.
I do 3 and 5.
3 and 5, thank you. Please welcome.
Okay, the Hamwo Festival is celebrated by the God people in Accra. The festival commemorates the end of the historic famine that affects the community many that affected the community many years ago. During the festival, people gather for traditional drumming, singing, and dancing. Performers wear colorful clothing while performing dances that represent their culture and history. The music played during the celebration includes traditional drums and chants that help keep cultural traditions alive. My reaction was I think that the festival is meaningful because it shows how music and dance can help communities remember their culture or their history. And I believe these cultural performances help younger generations learn about their traditions. And I chose it because it shows how music and dance are used to preserve cultural history in Ghana.
Moving to the entry number 5. Please welcome.
And the Back to Festival is celebrated in Elmina. This festival marks the beginning of the fishing season for the local community. Traditional ceremonies include drumming, singing, and dancing performances by community members. The dances celebrate the sea and the importance of fishing for the community's livelihood. Chiefs and community leaders participate in the celebration along with residents and visitors. My reaction, I think the festival is interesting because it connects music and dance with everyday life. I believe that the performances show how culture and work can be connected. And I chose this because it highlights how music and dance are used to celebrate community traditions.
Awesome, thank you so much. Moving to the next presenter, I'm clicking to Miss Parker. If you're here, take us to Malawi. We've been to Ghana for a very long time.
Hello.
Good
Mahalo,
afternoon.
Leah.
Tell me which one would you like? Tell us a bit about Malawi. No one shares about this country yet.
So it's called the Republic of Malawi. The Republic of Malawi is in southeastern Africa, is known for its rolling plateaus, gentle highlands, and long stretches of savanna grasslands. The capital city is Lilongwe because it is centrally located and had growing economic importance when chosen to help unify the country. The population is approximately 20 million people as of 2024. The former colonial name was Nyasaland under British rule. Malawi's year of independence was 1964 from the United Kingdom. They won independence through political pressure and negotiations. The first president was
Interrupt you, Ms. Parker, and ask you to, we can just stop there for the country profile because of time. Let me know which entry would you like to share. Entry 1?
Could you do entry 2?
Entry 2. Thank you. Please welcome.
So this is basically the sacred mass dance of the Chewy people. It's like spiritual meaning. Its role is initiation ceremonies and how dancers use symbolism, costume, and rhythm to communicate moral lessons. It also discusses how the dance is being preserved through cultural groups and community education. My reaction is the dance was powerful because it carries the history, the movement with the mask, and it tells stories for entertainment. And you can do entry 4, I believe. Um, this one is the Malawian gospel. It's basically a concert that they have just to show that the religion side and how they do gospel concerts. And my reaction is that I believe the mix of traditional rhythms with modern gospel makes the music feel both familiar and new. It reminds me of how music can bring comfort and unity, especially when it's performed live with dancers and choirs. And that's all. Thank
Great
you.
job. Thank you. The album title is in Swahili, Says My Heart, Moyo Wangu. Great job. Thank you for Malawi. This is new country. I haven't heard Malawi from anyone before. Please, Miss Anderson is taking us to another country here. I'm going to wait to open to Ethiopia. Please welcome and share part of the country profile.
Okay, hi. The capital city is Addis Ababa. The population is around 120 plus million people. The year of independence was 1941. The type of struggle for independence was armed struggle, and I could say that Ethiopia was never colonized. However, it was occupied by Italy from 1936 to 1941.
Thank you for
And
the best history lesson here. Ethiopia, I'm sorry, was never colonized. So if you don't mind, I'm going to rush and take you to the two best entry. Let me know which one are they.
number 3 and 6.
3 and 6. Please welcome.
Okay, so for this one, the title is The Unique Sounds of Ethiopian Jazz Among Global Fans. So my summary is Ethiopian jazz, a unique musical genre that combines jazz elements with indigenous Ethiopian songs, is becoming more and more popular. Musicians like Mulatu, who is frequently referred to as the founder of Ethio Jazz, developed in this genre. Younger Ethiopian musicians are carrying on this heritage today and showcasing it to the audiences around the world through live performances and streaming services. And my reaction, I say it was really interesting since it blends many musical genres to create something new. I also said this makes me think of how music may change throughout time without losing the sight of its origins. And I chose this because I was never introduced or heard of Ethiopian jazz before, and I wanted to learn about a different type of music that I never researched.
Oh.
And then
Next
number
entry
6.
is number 6.
Yes. The title for this one is Teaching Tradition, How Ethiopian Schools Preserve Music Heritage. My summary was the story focused on Ethiopian school programs that instruct kids in traditional dance and singing. Students learn how to play instruments and traditional drums. In addition to fostering creativity and teamwork, the initiative seeks to reconnect younger generations to their cultural heritage. My reaction, it was the fact that kids are learning their narrative music in school is something that's new, and I feel like it's important because it preserves traditions for future generations. And I chose this because I enjoy reading about culture and education. It caught my attention because Ethiopian music serves as a medium of teaching the next generation about history, wisdom, and pride, in addition to providing amusement.
Great job, Ethiopia. I'm going back to Dr. Couto. I wonder if we have time. It's 1:45. I'm coming back to you to see how we can handle this. It's 1:45 p.m. My first class is ending at this time. What did
Well, I have time if you want to stay a few more minutes, that's fine. I don't know if the students can.
So I'm going to allow the ones who already, let's say, presented and the ones who are not presenting and feel like they want to leave, they might, if they want to stay, to listen to a few students who are going to finish presenting. I will find the attendance from the Zoom to put the attendance for today. I'm going to thank the presenters. I'm going to thank everyone who came. And I'm going to ask the ones who are waiting to present, please stay, because I'm here until 2. I have another class at 2, but I can listen to you so we can finish this today.
Yes, and I thank my students as well. Thank you so much. Thanks for the
Thank you so much.
presentations. And don't forget to pick up your posters. And I'll see you on Thursday for our class and see you for the poster presentation as well. Thanks to Dr. Xiong's students that presented as well.
Thank you so much. Dr. Couto, just to confirm, we have meeting at 3:30 p.m.
Yes.
today in person?
Yes.
Thank you. Appreciate. So, Miss Collins, if you're here, you raise up your hand. Can I hear from you? Also, you have time to present today if you want to. Go ahead, please.
Oh, I didn't even know I had my hand raised, but
Oh, you want to present or you have a question for me?
yes, please.
Go ahead.
Present, please.
Presenting. Did you post your presentation in this Padlet?
Yes, ma'am, in section 1.
Thank you so much. So let me open this. So everyone, the ones who are here to present today, please stay. You need only 3 minutes, maybe less, so we can finish this today. I will truly appreciate. I'm looking for your presentation, Miss Collins, before our class time. I see Michael, I see you here, please. I'm going to welcome you, and we're going to skip the country profile of Kenya since somebody already presented Kenya, okay?
Okay, you can just do entry 1 and 2 for the sake of time.
Thank you. This is entry 1.
Okay, so this one is from the Salty Soul reunion concert. So the source was BBC Africa. For the summary, I basically, just to keep it short, I said that it was a popular Kenyan band. They reunite every year for Nairobi Cultural Festival. I said for my reaction, I think it shows pride in modern Kenyan Afro pop culture. And I chose it because it highlights global influence of Kenyan music.
I love the group too, South Soul. We go to next entry is entry 2.
Yes.
Awesome.
And this one is the Maasai Cultural Dance Festival. The source is from All Africa. For the summary, I just put it was an annual traditional Maasai jumping dance celebration. My reaction, it reminds me of how tradition stays alive through performance, which is also something we talked about in our classes. So I figured that was important to relate that to our previous classes and this as well. And I chose it because it promotes indigenous culture. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Those are 2 entries. The Maasai are the traditionalist people in the continent of Africa as we speak today. Great job. Anyone, please, if you're here, tell me your name so I can click on your presentation so we can have this done. Get done.
Hi, I'm Jerome. That's mine right there.
It's right here, Gambia. Nobody talk about Gambia, so we need to listen to you. At least just a summary on the country profile, please.
All right. Hi everyone. I'm Trinity Durham. Gambia is a country located in West Africa on the Atlantic coast.
Um, their first prime minister was Sir Dwada Kairoba Jarara, and he was the first prime minister throughout 1962 through 1970. And you can go to the entry one. All right, for entry one, the International Roots Festival of Gambia. The International Roots Festival in the Gambia is a cultural event. It was established in 1996 that commemorates the history of slavery and promotes the return of the African diaspora. My reaction to this festival was positive. I think what it is great that the people of this country took events that is negative and turned it into a chance to come together as an African culture by remembering its roots. I chose this event because it highlights the history of Gambia by using creative outlets such as reenactments and music in order to bring all these African cultures together. You can go to entry two. The Banjul Cultural Festival is an annual week-long celebration in the Gambia's capital, running from December 25th to January 1st, celebrating for over 60 years. This event showcases Gambian heritage through vibrant masquerade parades, traditional music, dance, and local cuisine. My reaction to this festival was positive as well. I think it is so cool that this event promotes cultural diversity, like bringing together Christians and Muslims while preserving traditional Gambian customs. I chose this event because it shows that all cultures are able to come together and have fun while celebrating each other's heritage.
Great job. Thank you for bringing Gambia. We have a new here celebration to remember something negative, they turn it to positive, to keep the tradition, but also they have something which unite the religions. Awesome. Great job. Who is next? Anyone? Tell me your name. I'm going to click on your presentation.
Can I go next, please?
Please. Thank
My
you.
name's Ishay.
Ishay,
It should be at the bottom.
At the bottom, right where? Going, you are Madagascar. You're going to tell us about Madagascar brief.
Okay.
Where is this country located at?
I'm just gonna do the next two slides after the country profile.
Awesome.
My name's Ishay. I chose Madagascar. I'm not sure how to say the name of the capital city.
Antananarivo.
Okay. Madagascar is an island country located in the Indian Ocean. The population is about 29 million people. I'm trying to look at it. I'm trying to scroll. The former name is Malagasy Republic. The year of independence was 1960. And Madagascar gained independence from France through political negotiations. The first president was Philibert Tsiranana. And then
I'm going to stop you there so we can get your entry, okay? Just because of time, you forgive me, okay?
No problem.
Let's do Songa Festival.
I did the Songa Festival. The date of this event is August 6th through 10th. The summary, the festival is a major cultural event in Mahajanga. The festival brings together dancers, musicians, and visitors for several days at a performance. And then artists perform traditional Malagasy dances and modern performances. My reaction, I think this event is interesting because it shows how important dance and music are to Malagasy culture. And then I chose it because it focuses on the dance and cultural performances, which is a big part of Madagascar's identity.
Awesome.
And then I talked about the music in Madagascar. Salagi is one of the most important dance music styles in Madagascar. It's fast, energetic, and often played with electric guitars, drums, and accordion. Hiragasi is a traditional performance that mixes music, dance, storytelling, and speeches. The dances and music are important during weddings, festivals, and community celebrations. And then the traditional instruments include valaha, bamboo string instruments. And then this matters. What you? Never mind. Thank you. Madagascar's dance music shows how the culture blends African and Southeast Asian culture influences while preserving its own traditions.
Thank you, Miss Ash, to take us to Madagascar, the country which hardly people talk about. I really want to visit that country. Next, who is next? Anyone, tell me your name. I'm going to click on a presentation. I have 6 minutes before I go to the second class. If you're here with us, even from the other class, I have the link here. I can go back to that link. Let me know.
Can present.
Michael, thank you. I'm going to click on your presentation as we speak. Canva. Which country are you presenting today, Michael?
Nigeria. You can do slides, journal entry 2 and 3. That's fine.
2 and 3. Yeah, we're going to skip the country profile since many students already talk about Nigeria, right? Not today in my previous presentation, but also today we had one student. I wonder how to make it. You say profile 1 and 2? Sorry, journal 1 and 2. Oh,
2 and 3.
2 and 3. Thank you. Let me make it full screen. 2 and 3. Please welcome.
The Calabar Carnival cultural dance performances. The date of the event happens in December, and the summary is the Calabar Carnival is one of the largest cultural festivals in Nigeria. The event includes colorful parades, music performances, and traditional dances performed by different cultural groups. The carnival celebrates Nigerian traditions and attracts visitors from many different countries. My reaction is I think the carnival looks like very exciting because it combines like the music, dance, and culture in one, and the colorful costumes that they wear make the celebration unique. I chose this event because it shows how Nigerian festivals help preserve traditional culture and promote like tourism.
Awesome. So the next is number.
The traditional Yoruba dance festival, which takes place in February. The dance festivals are held in several regions of Nigeria to celebrate cultural heritage. During these festivals, dancers perform traditional movements accompanied by drums such as talking drums and battle drums. The dances often tell stories about history, spirituality, and community traditions. I find these dances interesting because they combine storytelling and music and movement. It shows how dance can be used to preserve history. And then I chose this event because traditional dances play an important role in Nigerian culture and community celebrations.
Great job. Thank you, Michael. We're moving to the next one. We had Nigeria. Moving to any other student who is here. We have 3 minutes. Please welcome. Let me hear from you before we call it a day for this session. Anyone who is here did not present. I'm going to see who posted, and they might be here, maybe not. So for those who are done presenting, thank you. Miss Johnson, are you here? I'm truly here to give you my 2 minutes. Maybe not. So thank you so much, presenters. We may leave this link, this Zoom, to go to our next class, which is the second class for me. The ones who are here from my previous class, thank you. Please have a wonderful day. And I truly appreciate everyone who participated today, including coming to this session. Bye, everyone. You have a wonderful day. See you soon for the ones who are going to the next Zoom.